Welcome back to another daily dose of Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane, and I am recording this in video format. For those of you listening on podcast, if you want to check out the video, you should go to YouTube or you should go to trevorcrane.com to check this out. But the subject of today is how to dare to suck and how important it is if you want to be great at something that you're willing to be bad at it first. I might even demonstrate that today on today's video. I know you're going to love the show. Cowboy.
Welcome to a daily dose of Greatness Quest with your host, Trevor Crane, my daddy. He is going to help you take your life and business to the next level.
Here I come to save the day.
Trevor Crane here, 11-time #1 best-selling author and the founder of Epic Author Publishing, coming to you live every day so you can plug in every day to build your ideal business so you can live your ideal life.
If my daddy can do it, then anybody can do it because he's a weirdo.
You're supposed to make me sound cool.
Welcome back to another daily dose of Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane, and I am recording this in video format. For those of you listening on podcast, if you want to check out the video, you should go to YouTube or you should go to trevorcrane.com to check this out. But the subject of today is how to dare to suck and how important it is if you want to be great at something that you're willing to be bad at it first. I might even demonstrate that today on today's video. I know you're going to love the show. So welcome back. I'm shooting this in the Bahamas. I'm at an island called Eleuthera. We just finished up a legacy mastermind trip with some of our clients and working on our businesses and our goals. And this morning I just had a beautiful walk on the beach. And I used to live in the Bahamas. And what I was thinking of this morning when I was having my little meditative walk on the beach is how so many things have changed since my first trip to the Bahamas. When I first moved to the Bahamas, I had just become a scuba instructor, and I was a brand new scuba instructor, and I was basically bad at everything. But I was willing to learn. I was willing to be taught. I was willing to do things very poorly at first. I went out with my friends, my new friends in my job on the island, and I could barely do all of the tasks that they wanted me to do. And most of the tasks that I can remember struggling to actually do were the fun ones. We would go breath hold diving all the time, like to spear fish, to go underwater and spear a fish in the Bahamas. You have to do that on a breath hold dive. And I could barely hold my breath for like less than a minute. I would like freak out. I'd go underwater. And right now, if you're still listening to this on podcast instead of watching this on the video, I want you to imagine this beautiful little lagoon that I'm sitting in front of and a little coconut palm tree here that when we're done with this, I'm going to eat one of those coconuts, by the way. But when I first started off spearfishing, I remember my buddy was underwater and he watched me shoot my first spear at a fish, and I sucked miserably at it. He laughed out loud. I could hear him laugh at it because it was such a ridiculous shot. I didn't know how to use this little bow and arrow that you have to use underwater, which is like this, it's like you slingshot a spear at a fish. And this is the Bahamian rule, unless you have a commercial fishing license. You can't go down underwater on scuba to spear fish. But I wanted to get good at all the things that we were doing on the island. I wanted to learn how to drive boats. I wanted to learn how to become a better scuba instructor. I wanted to be great at my job. Like I'm sure you want to be great at what you do. And how important is it to dare to suck? Well, you know, if you don't get started, you're never going to get great. I was walking on the beach this morning, and I was thinking about how it takes 10,000 hours. I think it's Malcolm Gladwell who says it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert or really good at anything. And how important it is that we just get started and we're willing to suck. Like I started my first video, my first podcast, when I just finally had enough. And I was like, dude, I just need to do it. I just need to do it even though I know it's going to suck. Even though if you go back to my first Greatness Quest podcast, you see that I've got these cold sores on my face, and it wasn't great. Like it wasn't my best, but it was my first one, and I had to begin, and I had to begin on my first coaching session. I had to begin on my first consulting session. When my wife and I teach events, oftentimes we'll have people help create their videos. So if we're creating their videos for their website or for their sales funnel or something, we will always do a dare to suck episode, like we'll dare to suck take, like we do the normal one where everybody practices what they're going to say, and then we do one that's dare to suck, where that's what we do. We just go a little louder, a little bigger, a little more crazy, a little more raw. And what happens 9 times out of 10 is the ones that are more raw are the ones that we use. Now, right now, I want to go ahead and make sure I show you some of this awesome beast that I have in the background. So for those of you watching on video, you're in luck, because I'm going to take you to the beaches here in Eleuthera. So here's my challenge for you today, is that if you haven't, no. If there's something that you want to be great at, you've got to be willing to suck at it first. And I want to be great at doing, as a speaker and as doing more video. And so instead of only doing my podcast in such a way where I'm only doing audio, which I've been pretty good at, this is my 101st daily podcast. And now I'm realizing, dude, I need to challenge myself on this dare to suck thing. I thought, you know what if I just start shooting video, not every day, because that's going to be a little bit crazy for how I run my life, but to do a lot more, to do a lot of video, to dare to suck. If I'm going to become great at it, if I'm going to become a great YouTuber, video vlogger, if I'm going to become a better speaker, I need to have the courage to get out and just suck at it. So I apologize if you're on this journey with me, and I still suck monkeys. I don't suck as bad as I used to, but my challenge for you is to find something that you want to be great at and be willing to go do it badly first. My daughter's scared to do stuff because she doesn't want to look stupid. She's scared to try sports because she doesn't want to be bad at soccer or bad at baseball or whatever. But what happens is that as soon as she goes out and does stuff, she's one of the most athletic kids I've ever seen. She does really well right at the beginning. Now, to her, it's not as good as she's going to be after she gets great at it. But if you're going to do anything and you want to be great at anything, you've got to go out and do it the first time and then the second time and be willing to suck at it. I used to suck at most of the things I did out here in the ocean. I used to not be, but the breath holding thing and the spearfishing thing. So let me bring that back. So after a couple of years, I lived out on this island or in this island chain for about a year and a half. So within a year, I was holding my breath underwater for about 2 minutes. I dove down to almost 100 feet in depth. I could go ahead and I could catch, I could stalk or kind of like lure a fish towards me and oftentimes come back with dinner. So like I was able to get really good at it, but I had to be willing to go out and suck at it and choke on the salt water and figure out how to make all this happen, because I'm just a boy that grew up the son of a horseshoer in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, what in the hell do I have any business being out here on the ocean? Well, I think the Bahamas is one of the most beautiful places on earth. And I love bringing my family and friends here. Like, I've done this a few different times now. Now we're doing it with clients. And I hope that the sound isn't too bad with the wind out here. That's why I didn't start recording it here. But my challenge to you is to do something to dare to suck. And if you've already done it the first time, then do it the second time. And if you've already done it the 10th time, then do it the 20th time. And maybe there's something that you've been scared to do that it's time for you to start today, and that you just go to dare to suck at it. I think I told you this before, but my wife did this with one of her clients. She made a video. It was like a 2-minute video she put on her website, and we created that at one of my wife's events. She made $6 million on the back end of her Dare to Suck video. So I challenge you to go ahead and do something to dare to suck. And that's all I got for you today. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And if you're still only listening to this on a podcast, I think that's going to be great. But please go ahead and check out the video. Go to trevorcrane.com, and you can always see all my videos. Or you can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot more cool stuff for you and being really bad at it until I get to be great. All right, that's all I got for you. Make today magnificent, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, the light's much better this way. All right, later.
To get even more awesomeness, which means all my best stuff, download my app by texting Trevor to 36260. It will show up right on your cell phone. Just text message the word Trevor to 36260. Talk to you soon.